銀河を離れゆスキャンダルへはるばる望む宇宙戦艦ヤマト。 Yeah, totes apologies for the singing and the bad Japanese. I know what this is. This is an enormous box. It takes up my entire workspace, so I've had to have the camera a mile away. This has just arrived, so it's time for another mystery package. Oh, now this is something I'm not going to be building for probably several months yet, because I've got so much on at the moment. Kind of spent the last few months, well, the last few weeks not doing anything because of family and other things and stuff and things. So, and I said last week I was going to get back into it, and I haven't yet. So, yes, let's roll up these sleeves. So, yes, apologies, we're going to get back into the model making. I've still got the Zaku to do. So, but this has arrived. Right, let's get this sucker open. This has arrived from somewhere in Italy, I think. I can't remember where I got this from. Anyway, let's get this puppy open. And there will be wobbly camera, I apologise. So how are you guys? Hope you had a good New Year. Hope you had a good... We've talked about Christmas in the podcast, but I hope you had a good New Year and all that. 2017, what can possibly go wrong in the first 2 weeks of 17... Oh, yeah, let's not go there. So, yeah, I've been spending a lot of time, family stuff and other things that have kept me away from the workbench for the last 2 weeks. So, I know I said I was going to get crack on with it. I've not done much over the last few weeks. So, apologies, just been really busy. I've got a podcast being planned, hopefully for later this week. And then we have a special upside down version. If I can get this thing out, I'm going to have to... Let me move the box off the table. Give me a second, because it's too big to get out. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Moment. Oh, lights. Oh, hang on, camera. Oh, ooh. Hang on a minute. If I can get this out. Oh. Hang on. That's a lot of box. And there we have it. Space Battleship Yamato 2199 version 1/500th scale. Yeah, it says Star Blazers because in the US and Europe we had Star Blazers, but it's irrelevant. So, Space Battleship Yamato 2199. I watched recently over Christmas and New Year. I watched Space Battleship Yamato 2199. I've never seen the original Space Battleship Yamato, or what you guys in the US and other places know as Star Blazers. So I made a point of watching it because I saw some things about this and I thought, it was cool. So I watched a few and it's brilliant. I tried watching the original series and it was ass. The artwork is so bad. I know it's 1974. I mean, I'll give it a break, but the artwork's so bad. I couldn't watch more than 2 episodes. So I watched 2199 and it's fantastic. And I loved every minute, and I marathoned the whole series in about 2 days. Yeah, then I had the headaches for watching. So I've got myself this. It's the 1/500th scale. Now, there is some confusion amongst you chaps as to what exactly this is, because there's the 2010 I forgot this right. There's 3 different versions from, well, there's about 6 different versions from Bandai. It's a Bandai kit, which you can't see down here, but it's a Bandai. There are several versions. There is the 1/500th scale that was released in 2010, I think. That was just based on the original anime Space Battleship Yamato. Then there was the 2013, I think, 1/350th scale Yamato, and that's huge and has moving guns and motors and lights and everything. That's like 500 quid. I'm not getting that. And then they released this, I think in 2014, I think it was. It got a date on there somewhere. 2013. Now it's 1/500th scale, exactly the same scale as the one released in 2010, but it's massive. It's the same, similar size to the 1/350th scale. Why is that? Because this is the first one based on the Space Battleship Yamato 2199 anime, for which they rescaled the whole ship. What I read was they rescaled the whole ship to mean that the bridge, which was kept the same size, actually fit in the conning tower. It was all, the scales were wrong, so they rescaled it. Came out like huge. So this is the big boy. If you get the 2010 version, it's kind of 2/3 the length and half the width, and it's really small compared to this. So this is about similar size to the 1/350 scale. It's just not 400 quid. So if you want to know which one, this is the one with the fighters fly around it. The other one doesn't have that. Let's get this lid off and have a look, shall we? Yeah, I'll have a quick look because I'll do a proper unboxing. Oh. Now the reason that tickled me with this and I wanted to get one was A, it's Bandai, so it's snap fit. Oh, I read somewhere somebody said shouldn't call Bandai kits snap fit because snap fit suggests it goes together and that's it. These aren't. These are push fit because you can push them together, but you can take them apart again. So let's say push fit. So I have all our sprues. That's, I think, if I get this right, that's from bow to the bridge is kind of here. So you can see this thing's going to be huge. That's the ass. That's the ass end. It's in naval terms. It's called the ass. So you can see there where the hangar bay door comes out. You can see a bit there where there's a side panel that comes off if you get the extra internal hanger set. I won't go into that. I've not ordered that. Lots of parts. Ooh, looking at this, there's some lovely detail. You won't see any of this on camera because I've got to be so far away. There's the engine, the exhaust. Lots of tiny parts, some clear parts for windows, lots of little bits and bobs. You can see here the top and bottom half for the third bridge. I hope the lights aren't reflecting on this too badly for you. Top and bottom half for the third bridge, so you can see how big this thing looks. And we also have lots of tiny parts. This is the sticker that will go on the base. The other way to distinguish this kit from the 2010 one is the base is really big. It's, instead of being a thin thing like that long and that thick, it's like quite wide. If I remember rightly, I'll try and dig it out, they actually reuse a perfect grade Gunpla stand, but I'll see if I can find it in a second. So you get this big ass sticker that goes on there. It says Space Battleship Yamato and other things. I can't read Japanese. If I sound a bit, it's because I'm a bit giddy because I'm dead excited about this. Now it is going to be months before I get round to making this. Got so much on. I've got to finish the Zaku. I just drooled. Did you see that? I just drooled. That's how excited I am. What was I doing? Oh yes. So we have. What was I in the middle of talking? Oh, I've just lost it. I'm just too. Yes, I've got so much on. I've got finished the Zaku, which has got tons left to do. I've got to start the bear guy, the Metal Gear Solid bear guy. I've got to start the transit for E-models. I've got so much to do and I've got no time. I have just sent off today the Greys kit to Kev Lawson, who won it. That's gone into the post today. Today is the 11th of January. So, Kev, you should have that in the next few days. Here we have the parts for the display base, which, if you've ever made the perfect grade 00 riser, that might look a bit familiar. You might recognise it just a little bit. And it even says on the top here, Bandai 2009 PG. Does it sound anywhere else? No. Doesn't have any Japanese on it, but it's BA7A. This is the base from the perfect grade 00 riser. And it's got some extra bits to go on the top. If you look on this piece, has it got a banner on it? It says here 1/500 scale Space Battleship Yamato 2199 in Japanese. This one, it doesn't say that. So they've very cleverly reused this base from the perfect grade riser. I think that's brilliant. Oh, one other thing I meant to show you. Giving me all the crinkles today. I don't know if this will come out, so let me have a look at the camera and what you can see. We have, I don't know if this will come out, but we have many, many tiny fighters. Yeah, there's the is it called Seagull? Seagull. I like the Seagull. It's kind of like a modern day naval VTOL type plane. It looks cool. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. You don't get water slide decals for the fighters and for the small craft. They have loads of different colours, but I can see here, and you probably can't see on camera, they are exquisitely detailed. So I'm probably going to have to freehand paint all the little different coloured bits on the fighters, and that's going to be a real ball ache. But we'll get there. There are also, you can't see through the plastic, but there are also lots and lots of water slide decals. Yes, water slide decals. The 2010 kit came with just basically bugger all. This one comes with loads of little markings and decals to cover it. So excited. And then we have the destruction book. And as usual, it's a lovely, lovely destruction book. It's all snap fit. See there what this thing's going to look like. I had never seen Space Battleship Yamato before. I was aware of it, and I was saying to someone in a comment the other day, this kit is kind of like, it's an obligatory kit if you're a model maker, a sci-fi model maker. In the same way, if you make, and I said this to someone, I said, if you make aircraft, at some point you will have had to make a Sopwith Camel, a Harrier, or if you're in the UK, a Mustang, or if you're in the UK specifically, you will have at some point made a Red Arrow. You'll know what that means if you're British. If you make armour, you've probably at some point made a Sherman tank. You kind of have to. If you make ships, real ships that float on the water, you've probably at some point made a Bismarck. If you make sci-fi kits, at some point you have to make a Space Battleship Yamato. It's in your contract of employment as a model maker, sci-fi model maker. So I've always known about this, I've just never seen the series. But I've got to tell you, I really loved it when I watched it. It was so good. Don't recommend the original. I don't recommend watching the heavily edited and reworked American and European version that was the Star Blazers, because they cut a load of stuff out. Go and watch the original Japanese, and if you can, ideally watch the modern remake 2199. It's much better. So yeah, you can see here all the little instructions. There is an extra kit you can get for this. It shows the instructions here. This side panel at the back, that can be taken off, and inside you can actually get an extra kit for the hanger for some of the fighter planes, and it rotates round and you get like hundreds of little planes to put in there, and it fills that bit up. I've not ordered that. I couldn't afford that as well as the kit. And this is kind of a treat for myself, so yeah. So I've not ordered that. I can do later. I might do later, but we'll see how these little fighter planes come out for now. They may come out looking like ass because I've got to hand paint them, so not sure I'm going to do that yet. So that's it. Just a really quick unboxing of the Yamato Space Battleship Yamato. I won't sing again. 666mm long. Again, like I say, this is a very similar in size and scale to the 1350 size, because the 1350 was the original anime Yamato, and this is the 2199. So yeah, I thought I'm not going to spend 500 quid on something. I can get something just as big. Now I am going to, when I do this build, my plan is I'm going to do it obviously accurate to the anime, but what I might do is do it as a kind of a real life version. So I'll make it, there's bits of weathering and stuff on it. I'm going to make it look weathered. There are some parts in the anime where it takes on damage, like blast marks on the side, so I'm probably going to maybe do a bit of Dremel work and put those on. And I may also, now here's a point of contention, I might do the deck, the forward and aft deck. I don't know if you'll see it. There's the forward deck there and the aft deck under the guns, the gun decks. In certain shots in the anime, in 2199, they're actually brown wood coloured. And then in most other shots, they're just, hull coloured. Now on here, they're kind of a dark grey colour. I actually quite like the look of the effect of the wooden deck. Now I know the actual deck boards would be like 15 feet across in reality, but this is me. This is just silly made up nonsense. So I may do the deck's wood colours because it looks awesome. And I might actually, depending on how I think about it, how I feel at the time, I might do some rigging. Now, I know rigging's not relevant, but use some easy line to do things like what on a submarine or a U-boat would be the steel antenna cables. Just some antenna cables going from, masts to other points and sticky up things here and there. So I might think of putting some rigging. It's not actual rigging, it's not structural, it doesn't hold a sail up. It's more like antenna type wiring. I've just said that twice, so I'll stop. But I might do that, just to give it some more awesomeness. And then when it's built and finished, I've got no idea where I'm going to put it. So, yeah, this is going to be a keeper. I'm not going to sell this. I'm going to build this and keep it for myself, because there isn't any way I'm ever going to ship this anywhere, because I'm not building a wooden crate, and it would need a wooden crate. It's so big. I don't even know if it'll fit on my desk, but we'll find out. So I've made a mess now. Brilliant. I need to clear all this away and kind of forget it exists for the next 2 or 3 months. So we will get around to doing this at some point. It's only a really quick unboxing. I'll go through parts and sprues properly when I do part 1 of the video build, but it's going to be some months. I've got so much else to do. I'm going to get around to this at some point. So this is just a teaser. So, hey, thank you so much for watching. We're hoping on filming a podcast later this week. Fingers crossed. And then I will start filming part 9 of the Zaku build, which hopefully should be up in a week or 2. So a little bit more to go before the next series of videos, but I'm going to be cracking on with stuff from tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching as always. Apologies I sound really fast talking and excited and out of breath. It's because I'm really excited and talking fast and out of breath. I'll now go and clean up the drool that I put. I really did drool. The little spot down. I really did drool in the. I'm a man. I'm floored by simple things, or just floored might be a better word. Anyway, bugger off. I've got things to do. Take care of yourselves. Go make something cool. Stay tuned for this at some point, probably spring this year, when we'll build the Space Battleship Yamato. Oh, Yamato! I'm dead excited. Bye. Can I start yet? Can I start yet? Can I start yet? Can I start it yet? Oh.